Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you're watching from. So today we are going to be working on meat pie. The first ingredient we have is flour. In this flour we have already sifted salt and baking powder. In the next bowl we have sugar, which we are going to be using for our pie, and then we have two sets of eggs. This is the first set, which is just one egg, and this is the egg we're going to be using to egg wash our pie. And then we have butter. The next ingredient is water and flavor. This flavor is optional and I'm going for my mixed flavor as usual. And we have the eggs that we're supposed to use in the pie. These two other eggs are the eggs that we're going to be using in the pie, which is also optional. Many people don't use egg, but I just like using egg and it makes the pie really rich and good. So in our mixing bowl we already have the flour, baking powder and salt. So what you want to do now is to add in sugar. After adding in sugar, here now we have flour, baking powder, salt and sugar. Those are the dry ingredients in this procedure we are doing today. So you want to combine that together. Mix up the dry ingredients and combine them together. Make sure they are properly and well combined. The next thing is putting in our butter into our mixing bowl, which already has the previous ingredients as I mentioned. Guys, at this point you have to wash your hand, and you're going in directly with your hand. You will need to mix this properly till it resembles breadcrumbs, but you will have to take note, this is the most important stage in this particular pie process. If you miss this step, you've missed the pie, trust me. So you want to mix very well till it starts looking like breadcrumbs, like what we're already beginning to get. If possible, mix with your two hands, especially if the batter you're going to be working with is really much. You mix that up together till it gets sandy and rough, meaning the butter has combined well with the flour. You won't want to miss this step for anything, so you will have to mix well, mix properly till it's well coated. Guys, if you've been watching up to this point and you've not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to like, comment and share to your loved ones so that they can get to do the goodies we are doing here. So this is the texture we have gotten. Look at that, it's so sandy, so rough, and that is exactly how we want it to be. So the next thing we have to do after mixing our butter with the flour, or should I say with the dry ingredients, you will bring forth the two eggs you're supposed to use in this process. Meanwhile, this is totally optional. You can still do the pie without this, but I like the goodness and the richness that comes in when you add eggs. So you just beat those two eggs together and add it in. Meanwhile, adding your water also. The water which already has a flavor. I just added the flavor there so that a pie can, have some, like you can perceive a great aroma when you're consuming it. But you can do without it. So after adding in the water and the eggs, you just go ahead and mix again with your hands. Now we are mixing to form a dough. Guys, not to worry, I'm going to drop the recipe on the comment section so that you will get to see each and every ingredient we used and the quantities needed to come out with this beautiful pie that we are going to come out with. So after kneading and forming a dough in the bowl, the next thing you want to do is to transfer it to a surface, your working surface, yet it should be very clean. So you want to clean up your working surface with a clean tissue or clean towel. Clean it properly and you continue kneading the dough. But guys, remember, you don't have to over knead your dough. You don't have to overwork it. We are not trying to do bread. It's only with bread that you have to work the dough and work. But at this point, we are just trying to make sure that our dough first of all comes together, and secondly gets just a bit soft, so you don't have to overwork the dough. So you just knead that together and we have it all nice and good. Now the next thing we are going to be doing is preserving it for 45 to 1 hour, 45 minutes to an hour. So we just bring in our foil pepper, the transparent one, wrap that up together, and then that is just to cover it up. You can use any plastic of your choice, or you can place it in a bowl, any one you prefer. Just place it in a bowl and cover. It should just be well covered. After wrapping that, we have to keep in the fridge for 45 to 1 hour. So while our dough is resting in the fridge, let's go ahead and do our meat pie filling. So here we have Irish, we have the meat, this is our carrots that we are going to be using for the meat pie, and then we have onion. Guys, I'm just going to explain the process. I'm equally going to drop it down in the comment section for you to see and know how everything went on, because I didn't record that part. So what we have to do is just to put the meat and the seasonings and spices together. First of all, boil that up for some time, and then go ahead and add the Irish and carrot. The Irish and carrot is the last thing to add into the meat into the meat pie filling. So you just add it up and add a bit of oil. The last ingredient you're adding is flour. You just mix up a bit of flour with water and make sure that it mixes up well so that there won't be any lumps inside. You mix it properly and add into the filling. You're adding it into the filling to just make the filling a bit thick and let it come together, so that it would, because when you fry it, it will resemble a scrambled egg, so it can be scattering. But when you mix the flour and a bit of water and just pour it inside, a normal all-purpose flour, and pour it inside, it will make the filling to come together and be so moist and easy to work with. So finally, this is our filling that we have already made. It has the combination of everything that you were seeing, so it looks so juicy and so good. And this is our dough. After making the filling, we have waited, and it's already been 45 minutes plus. So we remove the dough. Now the next thing you want to do is to work on the dough now together with the filling. Guys, remember, the filling is to be in the pie. So the dough might be giving you some oily texture. Bother not, just sprinkle a bit of flour on your working surface and place the dough on it, and it won't be sticky. This is to help us know that our dough is not sticky. So this is how we have the dough. It looks a bit rough, and that is just how we need it to be. It's not supposed to be smooth and stretchy. Remember, I said we are not doing bread. So you cut out a portion of the dough, roll it out. You can cut in many portions as possible depending on the amount of dough you're working with, but you can't roll out all at once. So you roll it out and get anything in your kitchen. Remember, I am teaching you guys with the traditional method, so that if you don't have the pie cutter, if you don't have all those things that will make your pie work go easy, use anything, even a dish in your kitchen that has a round head. You just, after rolling it, you place it on the dough and press. Once you place it and press, it cuts through, and it will give you this round design that we need, all edges being equal. Remember, in rolling the dough, make sure it's not too light, as well as it shouldn't be too thick. Now what we want to do is to add up the filling to the dough and cover up our pie. Guys, watch closely. If you have a pie cutter, it will be very easy, because after placing the filling, you will just straighten it on the pie cutter and you press on and that is all. But if you don't have the pie cutter, just turn around in your kitchen, pick a fork, and that is what you're going to use to put the pie together. So after placing our filling, we've brought up the opposite part of the pie and joined with the other one. Just press it on a bit. Remember, with the quality of a pie, it's already giving us juicy and oily texture. So once you press it on, it will automatically stick together. Watch again closely. You just bring that up and stick it to the previous head. But if maybe you did it without egg, without using all those stuff that we used to make a pie rich, then you can go ahead and apply water on those tips and it'll be easy to stick. Now you just pick up a fork in your kitchen and apply some pressure on the tips of the pie. Just place and press, place and press. Once you're pressing, they are sticking together. This is to ensure that in the baking process a pie doesn't get to open up. Trust me, you won't want to do pie and then by the time you want to open your oven to check, everywhere has opened up. That is so messed up. One side is jerky, and once it opens like that, even if you're to pack and maybe deliver, it will just look somehow. So the next thing you have to do is just apply some holes on the pie like what you're seeing me doing here. This is to enable the pie bake freely, so that when it swells up in the oven, you have some extra space to breathe. You get? Okay, so the next thing now is to egg wash the pie before we bake. This egg washing process is also very optional, but in as much as it's optional, guys, I'll advise that you don't make it optional to yourself. Trust me, you will bake the pie quite alright and it will come out neat and ready. But you see that particular brown color that you want to see in your product after baking it, you won't see it if you've not applied this. So you just mix up your egg. Try to use more of the egg yolk. Just scatter it in the egg white a bit, but try to use more of the egg yolk and apply. Just grease on the pie and grease them properly, so that after baking you will get the golden brown that you need, which is what will make your product look attractive. Remember, we are not focusing only on taste, but somebody should be able to see it and like. Ta-da! And this is the final product, guys. You need to taste this. It tastes so heavenly, so nice. And look at the way the filling is given in our pie. Everything put together is just so yummy. So this is our meat pie, and you have different other types of pies which we are going to be seeing them in the days ahead. But for now, we are done with our meat pie and it's time to devour. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, like and comment. See you in our next video. Bye bye.